Alright guys, just as we promised, we're here to talk about something really special, really awesome that I'm pretty sure that everyone is wanting to talk about it, wanting to see more, and that's exactly what we're going to do. What are we going to talk about?
We are going to talk about our theories for Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Yes.
So I'm not going to waste any more time. We're just going to jump right into it.
Yes.
Your theory.
So my theory is that somehow Snoke and Kylo Ren are related. And the reason I believe this is because somehow I think I have a hard time pronouncing his name, but Snoke. I feel like he was related to Anakin somehow.
Yeah. You know, I could see that because the way he talks to Kylo Ren is very... Not so much like a co-worker to another worker or like a boss
or a superior, exactly.
It's more like a father to a son, you know, like with that respect still there, but also that superiorness.
But the other thing is that he's not really forcing him to do stuff. He's trying to influence him.
Yeah,
he's like
telling
you
him,
gotta
like,
do this for this reason. Normally, you don't see a powerful person.
Yeah, like putting themselves
addressing someone that it's lower than himself. Like that.
And see, that brings us to what about Rey? Because he talks about Rey not so much as an enemy, but rather as an ally.
Exactly. He's like saying, no, you got to go and get her because we need to make her join us. You see?
Because he says in the trailer, like, fulfill your destiny.
Right. And so he mentions that multiple times.
Yeah.
And then you see things in the first movie where he's like, you got to complete your training because you need to become what you're... He mentioned something in the first one. He said, you got to live up to your potential. So he's like, he has a goal. He needs Kylo Ren to get there.
And then the other thing is that, remember in the first movie, Kylo says, I'll finish what you started when he's looking at Darth Vader.
So, and that's basically where I'm basing my theory, because those things are connected, obviously. Now, what I feel is going to happen in this movie is because there's this connection between them. He's trying to do this thing that he's been asked to do, but he's not all in. Because in the first movie,
he's holding himself back. Right. At the same
in the first
time,
movie, when he kills his dad, he even says, "I'm sorry," and you can see the regret in his face. On this new trailer, you can see him hesitating, right, to press that button, and I'm like,
I don't think he's
not gonna do it. That's the first thing. I don't think he's gonna do it, and I think he's gonna flip. Now, he's not really a good person because he's full of hatred. Yeah. And I think what's going to happen is we're going to finally see a great Jedi.
Yeah, because that hatred it's not like pure hatred. It's like misunderstood hatred.
Right.
Like he's funneling it, like he's taking that hatred and he's putting it to something that's not good. Right. So now if he can take the anger and
use it.
Because that's what basically Luke did.
At times, 6, exactly. At times, that's what he did,
and he was able to put it towards something good. You know,
because even the Emperor said, "You're feeding me." When he was using his anger, he was like, "Yes, use your anger," because that's the way it is, and that's where I think this is going. And I think not only he's gonna turn into a great Jedi, I think she's gonna join him, because that part when she's saying, "I need someone to show me my place in this."
But remember, I told you that's most likely like a Force dream. Because
I do think it's happening, not in the real world.
Because like if you look in the trailer, we'll probably put like a little small little clip. They're surrounded by just complete darkness, and there's like fire.
And there's like fire, yep. And he doesn't have the carbon fiber.
No. So it's like the scar is there, but it's not.
I definitely believe like they're communicating within the Force. But I think that conversation where he's extending his hand, she's doing the same thing. She's asking him or someone, I need someone to show me. That's where I think he becomes a great Jedi, and now she's gonna do the same thing. Because if you look at the first movie, at one point she's acting out of hatred.
Oh yeah, she is. Yeah,
she becomes enraged, and she's showing some similarities to him. She's acting out of pure rage, and those are traits that are not. They don't belong inside
into a
the
Jedi. Like
order.
even Yoda warned Luke, there's like even just a small little piece of hatred inside your heart, that's it. Like, you're done.
Right, and that's the thing. I think the reason why the movie's called The Last Jedi is because they're no longer gonna be confined to what the Jedi meant, because the Jedi was based on principles, right?
Yeah, like they got laws, but then, like, you know, after that, the principle, you know, like why?
Right, and because they're gonna be using their emotions to use the Force, then you're no longer a Jedi. So that's what I think.
They weren't allowed to, like, be married and that, because
exactly you can't be involved romantically. You can't obviously have kids. You can't allow yourself to feel hate. So those things, you're showing a lot of restraint, right? But a normal person barely gets to do any of that. You rarely get to manipulate yourself into not feeling hatred or being angry or falling in love. It's very difficult to do.
Yeah. And you know, and so now my theory, your theory has a lot of weight to it. My theory is that Kylo turns good, Rey turns bad. It's just like the old switcheroo, you know, like they just switch. I know a lot of people don't want that to happen. But I was talking to my sister. I'm like, do you know how cool that would be, though? Just think about it.
I find it a really interesting proposition.
You know,
I think there's some weight to it, because
see, like, he's going by fact, I'm going by emotion. You know, like, I think it would be cool to see that. You know?
You're a great Jedi. That's what happens.
You know, but it'd be really cool because, you know, for somebody to go, both of them to go against what they believe in. Yeah. You know, just switch.
And if you think about it, he has some reasons to become a better person, because there's some redemption. And for her, she has reasons.
Even
to
one of the
become
producers
evil.
said that he wanted to give Kylo Ren, like, he's planning a redemption arc for Kylo Ren.
That's good.
You know, because it's like, who doesn't love a story like that? You know, it's like, especially like when because, like, think about it, as fans, and you see Kylo, like, you can't help but feel like, you know, I hate that dude. You know, they killed Han and stuff. But then for somebody to go from that to good again, like, as a fan, you're like, all right, well, I'll give him a chance. You know.
I mean, if you think about it, that's exactly what happened with Darth Vader. For 2 movies, they're making
you hated the crap out of him.
The ultimate evil person, and then at the end, he turns, and people are rooting for him now. Yeah, like immediately, he turns, and you turn with him.
Yeah. Oh, and see, that's the problem though, because a lot of people will think that they're just rehashing the same idea. Yeah. You know, so that's why I don't think that's gonna happen. You know, but like yours is because right now, like, I'm reading like Darth Plagueis because you were telling me about your friends.
So that's one of the things that kind of reinforced my theory, because at work we watched the trailer twice. We have a morning meeting, and in the morning meeting we were like, okay guys, so we're gonna take some time to do something special, and I'm like, what? And then they put on the trailer, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. So we watched the trailer, and then immediately I had this conversation with a coworker. And this guy is super knowledgeable, man. He goes
he knows what he's talking about.
Deep dives into anything Star Wars. And one thing he told me, because I told him, so I think this is what's happening, right? And he's like, you know what? I think you have a point. And that's when he explained that it is possible that Snoke is actually Darth Plagueis.
Because like you told me to look up, like, he's saying he has the power to influence the midichlorians to create life and keep those he cared about from dying.
So based on the movie, what was the first one for the second trilogy?
It's not the Phantom Menace. Is it the Phantom?
Yeah, it's the Phantom Menace. Yeah. So in that one, the explanation about how Anakin came to be is that he was basically made out of nothing. Yeah. It was just the midichlorians, right? Yeah. And then if you watch the series, the Cartoon Network series, the what's the name of that series? The Clone Wars. On that one, yeah, I think it's that one where they explain that supposedly the Emperor manipulated the midichlorians to create Anakin, but then it doesn't look like he had that power. It's more likely that it was Darth Plagueis who did it, and then the Emperor took him out. Yeah. But the thing is, supposedly, and I don't know this because I was told by this guy at work, but if you look it up, it seems like he does have the power to come back from death.
From the dead, yeah.
That's
because you were telling me that he has the power to also use other people as vessels.
Right, and that's what the explanation that
that could explain why he's so old. Like, the guy looks like a prune.
He's his decrepit. Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So apparently that could be part of the reason why he's there and why he's so interested in Kylo Ren. Because what I added to my theory later on is that if he has the power to use people's body as a vessel for him to continue living, maybe he's using Kylo Ren to get him to a level where he can just take his body when he's powerful.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That would be a really
That'd
interesting
be crazy.
story.
All I know is that I'm freaking excited for this movie. I can't wait.
Well, I got news for you.
What's up?
We got tickets.
You got tickets?
Yes, I got tickets. So we're going to the pre-premiere on the 14th.
Okay. Yeah.
So Thursday night. It's gonna be a little late, but it's all good. It's all good.
Right.
So you already got tickets. It's gonna be 3D. So we're gonna have fun. I couldn't get IMAX.
Oh really? Nah, it's all good.
Nothing left.
I'm telling you, man. I'm excited for this movie. I know there's gonna be some big plot twists.
Yeah.
I want to see the freaking those porgs.
I mean, yes.
So freaking cute, man.
And the fox. I don't know what it is.
Those ice fox. Yeah, they look cool.
I don't know what it is, but it looks so amazing.
Yeah.
I want to have one of those.
But yeah, man. All right, so I guess this is it for our theories video.
Yeah. But remember, guys, we want to hear from you. We want to hear your.
Right now, decide whose theory is better.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna lose.
No, but we want to hear your theories too, because it's not like we know everything.
I totally want to know what other people think. Yeah. Like what do they think? Because it's always interesting to like see other people who like the same things you like, and they're talking about it with you at the same time.
There's people out there that know so many things. Like this guy from work. Sometimes we start conversations, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to my desk.
I'm gonna walk away. Yeah, man. There's people like that.
Okay, I gotta go. Because man, I mean, he knows a lot, and that's what I want. I want for people to share their theories and what you guys know, and let's just make something out of this.
Yeah, I would love to see it down there. But anyway, guys,
right now, what I'm going to do, I'm gonna go back to my office, and I'm gonna watch the trailer in loop until December.
Hibernate till December. Yeah.
Yes. Well, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Remember that here we speak your language.
We speak geek.